What's up guys, it's Ed from TechSource and welcome to Setup Wars episode 104 LG Ultrawide Edition, where the winner will take home a brand new ultra-wide monitor. We're doing two gaming versions and two productivity. I did a video on one of them, I'll drop a link to it down below. Actually, last episode someone took home an ultrawide, so there are 3 more episodes left and 3 more winners. Ladies and gentlemen, with that said and done, let the Setup Wars begin. So starting off the episode, we got a fellow tech YouTuber called Adil. I think that's how you say his name. I'm sorry if I butchered it. He does have a channel called Tech Bomb, so be sure to go over and check him out after the show. I'll drop a link to it down below. He actually has a really nice coordinated black and red setup featuring the 27-inch Asus monitor. We got the Corsair Strafe keyboard and the Razer Death Adder Chroma mouse. Symmetry is definitely on point, as well as organization. I love the way he routed the keyboard wire around the base of his monitor stand, and he even plugged in his mouse to his keyboard. For audio, he's got a pair of SMS headphones and a Blue Yeti Pro microphone, which is custom painted in white accents. He also painted the Harman Kardon sound sticks in white to match the rest of his setup. Speaking of matching with the setup, his PC is also black and red with white accents, and it's the first Ryzen build on Setup Wars. It has an 1800X, 16 gigs of RAM, and the Sapphire RX 480 inside the AeroCool P7 case. Very nice. Cable management inside the PC is excellent, just like the rest of his setup. It's nicely routed and hidden, although I'm not really sure what that random handle is doing on the wall. Wait a minute, is that an actual backboard or a closet or something? Because the more I look at it, it kind of looks like a slidable door. But anyways, this is a really nice setup. Great work with the color coordination and cable management. Good luck, Adil, and thank you for entering. Azure is next up with a minimalistic setup. So he's got a 27-inch curved monitor from Samsung. We got the Bose Quiet Comfort 35 headphones and a wireless keyboard and mouse from Logitech. I like how he used the pull-out drawer to store his iPad and PS4 controller. This may be a simple setup, but it has its purpose and tiny mods here and there, which I like. For example, the cable clips under his desk holding up the charging wires, or the self-made raceway from toilet paper rolls, I think. And then we got the power strip that's hooked up on the bottom of the desk. Obviously, I would recommend channel raceways instead of the toilet paper rolls, but I'm guessing you wanted to save some money and make your own. But hey, if it gets the job done, then it's all good with me. And finally, the PC that's powering the setup has a 6700K and a Gigabyte GTX 1060. Thank you, Azuri, for entering, and good luck, dude. At number 3 is Eddie, and it appears that he built his setup inside of Best Buy. I mean, doesn't that background look like one of those product shelves that you would find in an electronics store? I seriously thought I was getting trolled for a second, but apparently you can buy these racks and build your own shelves, which is really cool because you can pretty much customize the height to your liking. But anyways, let's get back on track. So the setup is powered by a 21.5-inch iMac with Retina display. We also got a SteelSeries Apex M800 keyboard and the Death Adder Chroma mouse from Razer. He does have 2 pairs of headsets, the M50Xs on the desk and the Logitech G430s under the desk. Other than that, he's got a Blue Yeti microphone and an Xbox One somewhere in his room. Can't really say much about the cable management other than it seems to be under control, but a pretty straightforward and basic setup. Also guys, not every person has a jaw-dropping setup, and I'm trying to give everyone a fair chance to win an ultra-wide monitor, so I hope you guys can appreciate that. But anyways, good luck Eddie, and thank you for entering. Speaking of jaw-dropping setups, check out emails. Everything is practically mounted against that backdrop. We got a set of 5 Sony speakers, his PC, some Xbox controllers, headsets, and this is pretty cool. He actually built in 2 outlets. That is very smart and convenient. Whenever he needs to power something or charge a device, he can just simply plug it straight into the desk. Nicely done. The monitor is a 27-inch curved one from Samsung, and it actually blends nicely with the backdrop and kind of gives it this bezel-less look because the border is also white. We got the Corsair Gaming K55 RGB keyboard and M65 Pro mouse. I'm very glad that he mounted most of the stuff on the backboard instead of keeping it on the desk. Imagine how cluttered it would have been if he didn't do that. So on the desk, he's got some other miscellaneous items like the Microsoft Surface, UE Boom speaker, and some trays filled with some stuff. For audio, he's got quite the selection. The M50Xs for music, PDG1s for gaming, which are also from Audio-Technica, and the IO-R Plus Bluetooth headphones for when he needs to go wireless. Not much I can say about the cable management since the entire desk is blocking them, but what I can say about the PC is that you need a serious upgrade because he's still using the FX8350 and an RX 470. The GPU is fine, but you definitely need an upgrade for that CPU. Aside from the setup, he did hook up a monitor right next to his bed, which is connected to his Xbox One, which is genius because he can just lay in his bed and watch Netflix or even game. And if he's not in his bed, he's gaming on the big TV. Also props on that Xbox mod with the see-through panel and dbrand skins. That's pretty cool. A very sick gaming room and setup. Thank you email for entering and good luck. Last but not least, we have Ethan and his Alien vs Predator setup. So he's rocking the 24-inch LG monitor, Logitech G910 keyboard, and the popular G502 Proteus Core mouse. This is definitely a tiny setup, but Ethan did a great job keeping everything nice and tidy. The cables are managed very well, and props for using a cable sleeve for the PC wires. Not a lot of people do that. For audio, he's got the Turtle Beach Earforce X12s hanging under the desk, and also the JBL charged speaker right under his monitor. I don't know what his obsession is with Alien vs Predator, but he's got a bunch of framed pictures. We even got a few knives and figurines. There's one on his desk and also one in the shelves. Oh, and also a giant TV above a fireplace with an AVP wallpaper. Can't forget about that. A very clean setup. Good luck and thank you, Ethan, for entering. So that is it for this episode of Setup Wars. As always, you guys know what to do. Make sure you guys vote using the app Nice down below. Those are the only votes I'm going to be counting because if I use straw poll or comment section, people always find a way to cheat and they duplicate their votes and they actually buy votes on straw poll. So I do not count those anymore. I'm only counting the votes in the Nice app down below. Make sure you guys vote on who you think deserves the ultra-wide monitor. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love your faces and I'll see you in the next one.